Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Here we have today a very special guest with us tonight. His name is Gustovo Medrano, and he is an amazing friend, which we had the opportunity to meet in the Full Disclosure Now conference last year in Florida. And the way that we got to meet was precisely through a very interesting story that he has in relation to the galactic community and how he has been relating to the galactic community. So he has a very important message to deliver, to convey to humanity. So it's our pleasure to present him, to introduce him to you. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome, Gustavo.
Hey, hello.
Thanks for coming on.
Yes. Thank you for coming, for
How are you
joining.
doing?
We're doing great. Happy to have you with us.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me share, the stuff that I have achieved, through a very long time, and so far there has been a lot of stuff that we can show, your viewers and the world. And since I embrace this journey, there has been a lot of good stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff, and I think it's now time to to bring it out public and have the world know that there's a lot of stuff out there that is very fascinating.
How did you start? How did you get into all this world?
How did I get in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where does the rabbit hole begin for you?
Okay. I guess the beginning was about 28 years ago. I went through a situation in my life. I guess I went into like a spiral of no return, and I had a very strong experiences through maybe a couple months. I had a very strong spiritual awakening. I mean, I'm trying to just put a kind of name, but I had a like out of body experiences, and so I went through a very strong transformation, and from that point on, I began a journey of growing, of understanding myself, about who I was, and I had left all these things that I was carrying with me behind, and there was only very strong thing that I had present. It was the fact that God was always with me, but now I knew them. In this time, I had it very clear, and so my fears washed away, and so I thought at the beginning it was, I took it as a very spiritual, but then later, at some point in this process, I had my first encounter with a spaceship, and I see that it was part of the process, and so then when I had this experience, I decided, like, it was real, and I say, am I gonna keep it to myself? I say no, and so I was just open, and I started sharing to a lot of people, and I think that openness, that the fact that I decided to be open, there's a lot of stuff start coming my way, and And one of the things that happened was because of my interest in all this, my friend, I was in Florida, and my friend started sending me pictures of these artifacts, and I was very interested, and I was very fascinated with this. And then when I came to Mexico, I call him, I say, hey, can you please ask this guy? There's a guy, a friend of mine. His name is Martin. He has a lot of pieces. Say, can you ask him if I can come and see it? And he said, yeah, I'll let you know. And then something happened before I came to see this material. A couple of days later, while I was at my sister's business, I went to visit her. And I think this is very important uh, because what happened, I'm sorry, there's a guy that came to the store and he was selling me some movie tickets. And then I asked him his name, and he gave me a very strange indigenous name. And then I go like, well, and what does that name mean? And he goes, stones from space. I'm like, whoa, like, okay, stones from space. I was waiting for my friend to let me know if I could see the stones. So I start realizing that I was being led to this stuff. And the very next day, while I was meditating in my parents' house in the morning, there's this figure in my mind, like one of these alien heads, but I just didn't think about it too much, but it came to my mind, while I was meditating. And the next day, Friday, I'm meditating, and here it comes again, same being. And then my friend calls me. He say, you know what? He say, yes, I'm picking you up tomorrow. So Saturday we go. This guy had a huge box with lots of artifacts. So I was very happy seeing all this stuff. And then all of a sudden my friend asked Martin. I say, Martin, you think Gustavo can make a connection or something? He said it that way. So he goes, he said, come here, Gustavo. So I stand next to him, and he start with his hands start scanning me, you know, passing the hands, and every time he passes his hand near me, I can hear inside me like a laser, like boom, 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 boom. I was like, whoa. And then so he goes like, you know what, Gustavo, you got something in the back. I was hiking that morning, so I was a little sore. So I could see that he can detect, if there's something wrong with you or something. He can. And he say, yeah, he can connect. He say, as a matter of fact, he say, we humans have a infinite potential. He say, we can connect with beings not only from this galaxy. He say, you can connect with beings from other galaxies. And then I go like, you know what, Martin, if that's gonna happen, I say, I wanted to be whoever was in that spaceship that I saw. I say, he was like, no problem. So he sat me on a chair, and he brought me this notebook, and the notebook is full of like I think the words hieroglyphics, like symbols.
Yes. Yes.
And he explained me that when he writes the symbols, he says they projected through my mind, my brain or something, and I see the symbol and I just mark it. So he had it all. It was very, very strange, kind of like Egyptian. I don't know. And then he told me to put the hands on the book, on the notebook, and he said, just move your fingers, just pretend that you're reading with your fingers, just move them slowly. So I was there, and then he let me breathing, relaxing. And then so he comes back after a few minutes, and he started doing again, the hands. And this time he started speaking like indigenous language. It's like a shaman, you know. And he claims, he says, Gustavo wants to connect with whoever was in that spaceship they saw, you know. So, and then he goes like, you know what, Gustavo, whatever comes to your head, just say it, just speak it, just bring it out, you know. And so I was kind of like uh, I wanted it to be something very very strong or very loud that I can really have I can be sure that it wasn't me, you know, making it up. So he started going like, hello. And then I see the face that in my meditation, I see it again in my mind. And he goes, what's your name? And then I hear this word, and but it was very very subtle, very, you know, and I didn't say anything because I was expecting something very more loud, you know, louder. And and he started trying again, you know, like hello, hello, you know. And then he puts the hand on top of my head, like here, and he's like, oh, he say it's gone. He say it was here, but it's gone. He say he say don't worry, we'll try again another time. I say, and then I tell him, I say, hey, um, the only thing that I saw was this face, you know, in my head, you know, like yeah, cool, no problem. So we go back to the table, and you know, we're talking about all this, and then he stayed kind of behind, and then he grabbed a napkin and he started writing. He was closing his eyes and he was writing, and then he calls his wife to say, honey, can you bring me the box from the closet, you know? And she brings this box and puts it on the table, and he pulls some stones and he pushes them toward me, and he's like, these are yours. I'm like, come on. I said, really? He goes, yeah, these are yours. And he say, and the one that you saw, you know, the guy that you saw, his name is Erisor. I'm like, what do you mean? Like yeah, the one you say you saw, his name is, in his napkin he had the word Erisor. And I remember perfectly when he says, what's your name? I hear this voice in my head like Erisor, even, you know, with a tone like that. I was like, oh my god. I say, I swear that's the name, you know. I was so excited. And he was like, yeah, of course, you know. And then and then the moment that I grabbed these stones, I had a very very strong feeling that they belong, like they belong to me, like I lost them at some point and I recovered them, something like that, you know, like a kid when he loses a very precious toy and then he finds it. I had that feeling, you know. And then I went to I so I had my stones, you know. And every time I had an opportunity, I will share it and I tell the story, you know. And then uh, I went back to Mexico, and then this time somebody took me to Ojuelos, and I met this guy Juan, which you guys met last time, and Juan and his dad. And I got a very good connection with them. And he started giving me some stones, and I just started, you know, getting the stones. And you know, I felt every time I went, it's like somebody's is putting the stones for me. And it might sound like I want to make like a story out of it, but you know what, it's whoever experienced this, you know, will know how is that feeling. And I think the important thing, this is what I want to share to the people when they see this stuff. What I Because you might see it as a very important archaeological discovery, but there's more to it. There is this realm interfering, and they're leading people to have this stuff. So it's not just like a spontaneous discovery. You know, this stuff has been there for thousands of years, and this is a time where this were meant to be brought out. And if you meet the people, these people that are bringing this stuff out, like Juan Cardenas, they tell you stories that how they started finding this stuff, and they say, they had dreams of the pieces and the place where they're supposed to be buried, and then he will go next day and boom, he'll find it right there. So there's this intervention, and I think this is very, very important, and it's going into hands of simple people like us, and who knows what's next, but I'm just allowing myself to just keep going and see where it takes me, and just enjoying this ride. I'm very passionate about it, and I just keep going. So
Thank
it's kind
you.
of the story.
Thank you, Gustavo. It's an amazing story, and thank you for sharing. I want to ask you: has there been a time that you received a specific ET, or a message from the galactic community that you have to be through the very same pieces that you have? Like, uh, hey, Gustavo, this piece is represents this, or you have to do this with that piece, or with the pieces that you have you been guided in a very specific way with the
Yes,
artifacts that you have?
yes. I never imagined, where I am now with this, and now where is it? Because I never imagined that I was gonna start like a museum, and the way the the way they put me in the right time where there's this piece, and even if I don't have, let's say, the money, there's a way that I get the stone, like, and it happens so fast and so easy. And so they're the way they do is like you just, I think what I do, I just enjoy. It's like the other day when we went to Tula, you know I was just chilling, and let's enjoy, and if it happens, that's fine, we're and that's where I think that's where the magic happens, when you're not too much expectancy, and I feel always the connection, and many times they really let like it's they give you the signs, it happens. How can I explain it? uh, it's a communication with somehow they can give you information through signs, and that ability to see those signs, it happened to me since the time when I was on that crisis, when I had that awakening. Something in me, like it's like an antenna turn on, like, and now I see the signs all the time, and I see them, and I can explain. I could explain. I think it's another talk, but it's you just flowing, just flowing with this, just enjoying, and meeting people, and boom, every time we do it, something happens, something magical happens.
Hmm. Well,
And it's like this. Let me show you.
sure.
This last time, uh, when I was in Ojuelos, this guy discovered very heavy stone, And I was gonna pick up some stones that they had a problem. These stones were already sold. Somebody else sold them or something like that. And because I had already paid them, and then I said, you know what, I don't want no problems. You know, just let it go. But then Juan said, you know what, we have this stone. You can take this, and we can use that money towards this. You know, so and this stone, let me show you. And I think this is very important for people that still doubt the connection with the Mayans and these galactic people. You know, I have the proof of the connection, and for me, it's very, very impressive. I got the chills when I saw it. I got and are you? I mean, I was gonna say, are you ready? That's like, I think you're gonna know what represents this. Let me. I'm gonna turn the phone and I'm gonna show it to you. Okay?
Sure, sure.
Can you see it?
Can we make him full screen?
Yeah. Here.
1 second. We're gonna try to make you full screen.
Okay, now we see.
But can you make his video?
Oh yeah, sure. Hold on. I'm going to put you full screen, Gustavo.
It's exactly the same drawing that I mean the same carving that is in Pacal. You know, the pyramid in Palenque. You have a Mayan. You know, the people say that it's supposed to be a spaceship, but I don't think that represents a spaceship. But it's exactly the same thing. You see, but instead of a Mayan body here, it's this alien with a long skull. You see, and everything is exactly the same. Can you see it? Are you out there?
Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Yeah, I was telling you that this is a huge discovery, and I see
Big time.
the same depiction. The only thing that I don't see is those devices that they used to use for their noses, you know, like these small artifacts that they normally have next to their noses. Because in Pacal's grave, well, let's say in that box, in the cover of that box, there are a lot of those nose artifacts. So that's the only thing that I don't see in that. But that's a huge.
But if you can see all the bottom and everything exactly the same, look. Yes, with some alien faces.
Yes, we see it all. We are going to move you to full screen so that people can see it, just in case that you don't listen.
Yeah, you might not be able to hear us.
Okay. So this is a great discovery. I think this stone, it's very important.
Yeah, it is. This is a huge discovery. This is huge discovery, and I'm so happy and grateful that you're showing it, because this will bring a lot of awareness of the correlation, as you said, in between the galactic community and the Mayan. Because even that bottom part of that template represents Xibalba, and Xibalba represents Orion's nebula, you know? So
is there a way you can relook at the tablet and zoom into parts of it, slowly go through it, and what you examine?
I will.
We'll put you on
Okay.
full
Yes.
screen. We're not going to be able to
I
comment.
will.
Well, it's full screen.
Okay.
Powerful.
Yes.
Oh, can you give us some guesses on what you think it is as you go through it? 'Cause since we can't really comment on it until off full screen.
I asked what he said was, this is the like the Pakal ancestors.
Yes.
It's like
Okay.
like it's a lineage, and these are way behind, like old.
Yes.
And so I haven't put myself on to really start kind of unfolding, and I think, but I think there's a lot of things that are very obvious, and but a lot of things are not. So I want to put myself, give myself time to start doing that. But I think in order to read this stuff, you need to be really prepared. Like you need to put yourself in a frequency or something, and just ask guidance,
We're getting a comment from David Faro. He asks, could you also pause longer on each of the sections and comment on them?
Okay. You want me to show it again?
Yeah. But do
Just
the
wait.
pauses a little bit longer, please,
Yeah.
Gustavo.
And
okay.
feel free to zoom in more.
You mean going it's like a little closer and slower?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
I got you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
There we
think
go.
people want to like the mystery of decoding it.
Yes.
Can you go a little on the side section that we didn't see that much of?
It's the
Which
right
one?
part, the lower right
That's
part.
like got the fragments.
Yeah. There's some language, some symbols. And the other side is also very interesting. And
What's on the other side, if you don't mind me asking?
let me turn it.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
You see this piece right here? There it is.
Yeah, I've seen this one. I will move again to you to full screen.
Let's move. I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna turn the.
Sure, go ahead.
And that looks kind of like a clock.
It's heavy. The guy spent like 4 days because he will walk with it and then he'll hide it and then he'll come back next day. He'll walk another. So he spent like 4 days to bring it home, to bring it to his house.
Wow. Well, and I love how the pieces are put together in a way that as the as the walls in Peru, in Egypt, that they create a precise connection in between the pieces of the.
I'm gonna turn it around.
Nice.
So heavy.
Oh, I can imagine. Wow. Thank you. Like, how much do you think it weighs?
Oh. And I had to bring it upstairs.
Wow, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look at this. And then
Could you zoom in more a little bit in the fragments, Gustavo, please?
Yeah, all the parts.
And then over here we have a spaceship. And then it's projecting like a light. And here's an orb with a baby being. You see that?
Yes, we do. What material do you think it is, and how much does it weigh?
It's very rare. It's a stone. It's a very heavy. It's a rock, but it's very, very hard.
Yes.
And can you zoom, kind of angle at the top part? It's a little glimmered from the light. It's hard to see the spaceship part that you said.
Right there. And there's his planets. There's the spaceship. There's the light. And there's the being. And there's this woman here, very beautiful.
That's an impressive piece.
Yeah, very powerful.
Yeah.
Upgrades people's DNA, each one of these things.
Yeah, I can also see the beginning of the cold Mayan calendar and the Aztec one. It's a fusion of both of them, actually. You have pieces of both, and I can see that there are also like already Mayan glyphs there, or actually ET glyphs.
You guys saw this,
yeah.
But remember this piece?
Yes.
Go ahead. We're gonna zoom in real quick.
Yeah, we're going to remove. You want this? Can you zoom in a little bit in each part?
Like each section,
Yeah, please.
Okay.
people get the real feel of it, because this will upgrade towards telepathy, DNA, turn on gen.
Isn't this amazing?
Oh my
It
God!
is amazing, and I can see the constant appearance of Anubis in all
Yeah.
these artifacts, like how connected he is, like that race is connected to all the ET species that are shown as the cephalopods, as the mare, with all that connection of the DNA. Someone is like, David Farrow is asking if you can like show again a look at the clock, please, at the clock piece, please.
Oh yeah, yeah.
On the table.
That one is very impressive. Let's go. Let's go to that one.
Yeah, tell us
Yeah.
what you think it is and how you describe it. We're gonna again be off.
Oh, this is a real artifact. It's got the. And these are like mosaics. You know, every little square is a different stone. This is kind of similar. A pyramid. And then this one, like this one, the drawings are super fine drawings. This is a very beautiful piece. And there's a.
Well,
It's the
thank
same
you.
with.
And you know, I just want to say that we have the Ankh there, the key of light, used by the Egyptian. But people is asking if these are Mayan, and we
Mayan.
agree that they're pre-Mayan. Actually,
But
they
they're in
were
Mexico.
before, like they were the precursors of the knowledge of the Mayan, and yes, they were found in Mexico. So another thing, I can see how that table, that clock table, activates and actually even breaches in between very specific points in the galaxy. You know, it's like if like it can be so energized that at some point it rotates on its own, but it's not on its own. It's actually due to the electromagnetic field that is flowing. So that requires a very specific artifacts to make it move and rotate, and even actually pointing out to initiation and beginning of very specific cycles and how portals align and then intercrossing at very specific moments.
And perhaps even a frequency receiver triangulating, kind of like radio. What is your beliefs on the artifacts you have currently? And yeah, this for those in the comments, this proves a connection back and forth between Egypt and Mexican ancient architectural civilizations that like made the pyramids.
My approach to this is that it's we all think like God created us, God created life, and God did, but how? And I think this is the how. The universe creates life through its own universe. It's the same universe that is creating life. And I think there's a part of the universe that is very highly evolved, and they're in charge of the creating life in this case, well, in this planet. And that's why we see a lot with DNA. It's all over. A lot of stones, they have the DNA, and so that's why the ancient people, they call it the gods, and they and I think they're in charge of start a civilization. That's why they were here in this time. And I think it's time for us to understand this, and it's not, you can, the idea about God, it's they gave us a very, very naive idea, very, God is us, God is everything. But there's whatever's higher, it's in charge of the lower, it's like. So I think they left us, run our lives, but I think at this point it's time to us. It's time for us to acknowledge, who we are, what we're doing here, our past, so we can understand the future as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they left this. I think they left this on purpose, because just imagine in Cerro del Toro, in Ojuelos.
Yes.
They have brought out thousands of pieces. So that means they were deliberately put there, and they were guarded, because people say, if you talk to people in this town, they will say, oh, we see the lights. And they even say these lights are the witches, they call it witches.
Yeah.
And I think this is the interdimensional beings that are still out there, and they guarded this for thousands of years, and now they're like, okay, it's time to bring them out. And so this will make people little by little feel more open to the idea that this is real, and we can be willing to accept this.
For instance, what is the most impressive artifact that you have witnessed so far?
Let me think. Oh my gosh. Here, this one is very unique.
Yes.
It's very beautiful.
Can you zoom in?
But you know what? I've seen other ones that are very amazing, and every piece is totally different. It's different. It's like you will never see one that it's the same as the other one. It's like each one is so unique, and some of them you can see that there's a lot of information there. Like I remember there was this tablets that I wanted to get it, but they show like beings doing Reiki, doing like Reiki, and then in the other side they will show the hand, and it will indicate like the chakras in the hand. Like it will have a lot of information about the hand,
Hmm.
So I think it was a guidance for people that want to learn to do healing or something. So they're giving us, I think they're giving us a lot of information to, for our empowerment,
Yes. You have touched a very important point, which is the purpose for this to be. It's not just uh, acknowledging more and more that we are not the only ones in the universe and that there are millions of galactic species. It's more about how to interconnect that knowledge and restore it within our DNA, as you were saying. Because for every artifact, every piece that we are seeing, that we are touching, we are upgrading through the frequency that they are
Yeah.
emitting, because they are active, they are alive, so
Entangled with spirits. When we went there was a whole bunch of spirits. They were very cautious and guarding of who would be able to find what, to where they could make it so you couldn't find things if they didn't like you. And if they like you and approve like you, then they'll allow the finding and then the guardianship. And it's kind of like, the ceremony of approval, and or similar to how a spirit comes in when it's incarnating and choosing its parents and who's worthy to birth it from, like, but in this case from the earth into the world, from a bunch of races that are extra dimensional, interdimensional, transcend space and time, to where they can see the timeline and what they needed to add here to make it so it's a better timeline. In each one of those statues is like a whole bunch of conscious collective beings that have the capacity to upgrade intelligence to type 1 to plus civilization. And so they like stored beyond libraries of just their knowledge, upgrades to DNA to make way showers and people that will make the paths to a better society, better future, better timeline. And even be kind of like a little phone number with and phone card, so you can sync up with and communicate with them more, and then sync and download the codes.
yes, for
Yeah.
instance, the one that you showed with the fusion of the Aztec and the Mayan calendar, we can see the mother and we can see the baby, how they are pointing out to this new civilization that they are giving life to. We can also see the tree of life in the corn in the other tablet that you showed. And actually, yesterday, someone was asking about the bioengineering of the corn. So all the information is there. And the one way that I feel very feasible for all of us to actually tune into the message of each piece is opening our heart. Because I must say that you, Gustavo, are one of the most humble persons that I have known, and I'm very grateful for that,
No.
for the greatness of your heart. Yes, and
My wife wouldn't say that. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, she's got to keep you on your toes. But from what you've told, you're also a good parent as well. So
yes.
thank you for bringing intelligence.
Yeah, I try to tell, like, with Juan, remember, when we were there, like, it was very special. And I totally, we were all meant to be there. And like Asael, they've been there many times, for years. And he was almost crying. He say he couldn't believe, it was very, that how it happened with us, when we were there. And he say, in such a short time, we found all this stuff. And then we realized, like, the pyramid called you, like.
Yes.
So
Nerd. Thank
Yes.
you.
so yeah, and it was very, 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 very. So I think this is the way we're supposed to
to be. Some people, they get like, oh, this needs to be mine. Like, oh, this,
Yeah,
and I don't like that. When a piece is gonna come, it
exactly.
it's effortless.
That's what we were talking about, because we are not discovering them. Actually, they are calling us, because
Yeah.
we have contracts, we have soul contracts of bringing them into light. And as we were also saying, for us, at least for us, these artifacts have a higher purpose than just owning them. It's just about bringing life and full activation to the purpose that those artifacts have. Like the very same pyramid, that's what we were talking about, like they talk to us.
Yeah, like these
Yeah.
precious little babies need they have a big purpose. They have an agenda. They have goals. Now, can you be the parent to help them bring out their goals? And then the land will open up and shift and change around things underground in the quantum hologram of light splitting infinitely to where treasure or not the beyond priceless objects that are beyond description and fathom more and more come up to the surface as they join this world in this past the matrix, past the limitation, past the ego boundaries, past the belief, and break through those things, and then get you to a new civilization, a world that they emanate and are, and they bring the change. They need the mediums like yourself, the powerful souls, the good-hearted people.
Yeah.
Be that parent to
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
by the way, I wanted to share something else. Uh, the Juan's wife, he knows a guy. He's a teacher in this town, Ojuelos, and he told her they went with his friends. They went to Cerro del Toro, near somewhere there. I
Hmm.
think, yeah, nearby, on the hills. And they were having a beer. They were, and then they took selfie picture. And when they saw the picture, guess what came out behind them?
the
It
ETs
was
or
it was
something.
two beings,
Oh, of
Ah,
course. Yes. Hmm.
two alien beings, and he was very impressed, and he wanted to talk to Juan. And I told her, I say, hey, can you ask him if he can send if he can send us a picture or something? And he didn't want to, because I think he wants to do it personally. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping next time I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna see if he can show us this picture. So
yeah.
this, if that picture is real, I mean, it's what it seems, you know. So that means that, like, it's another proof that these people are there, and they're behind all this,
Yeah.
and they're
And
still there, you know.
And around us, interdimensionally, there's
Yeah,
things that can view us, and we can't necessarily always view them unless they want us to. And they're doing a lot of things that some can even bilocate in multiple places. So you're like, why would they follow me? Why would they take notes around me? Uh, they could probably be doing that for multiple beings at once.
yeah, and they are underground. They are in the stars. They are actually coming now from a lot of the volcanoes, like Popocatépetl and Iztaccíhuatl, here in Mexico, and of course all over the world. They are showing that they are interconnected underground at the center, at the core
right.
of the Earth, and then exiting from the Earth's black hole all the way to Orion and many other black
Yeah,
holes. But yeah, but I'm sorry. I just want to say to you all that now that Gustovo is talking about these magic contacty places, like open to contact ET species, if we are in the frequency that it's corresponded and following a very specific protocol, energetic protocol, we will be going to some of these places in our trip to Mexico, that also
Yeah.
Gustavo will be involved, and he's preparing a very special place to receive us, and also to show these pieces and to have the experience on our own, um, to be in those places where they commonly show, where the ETs commonly show themselves. So yeah, we're preparing a very special trip.
Yeah, we'll enjoy that. We'll keep you updated on it. So, Gustavo, I had some questions. What, for the audience, would you say the effect these artifacts have had on you, like dreams, visions, telepathic conversations,
A lot.
knowingness, thoughts, ideas?
And I think that's a very, very important. The effect when I went into this, it's been all positive. My life, I found a purpose, and I have left a lot of stuff behind me. Like alcohol, tobacco. My eating habits, and it has all come from up there. It
Beautiful.
hasn't been
Hmm.
like I'm with a therapist or a doctor or whatever. It has been all this teaching, all that I learned. It's been from up there. And one of the things that I learned is how to keep your focus on what you want, and make it appear, make it real. And you start with small stuff, and then later, bigger stuff start, and it's, you can see that life is a miracle. And if we rise our frequency, you can flow life with no fear. You can still, you're in this world and everything, but you know what, you flow fearless, like fearless. And then you see the magic, happening in whatever you're doing, or and so they have allowed me to awaken abilities within me. And I can, my thing is, I want people to know this, that it's in us, and that we're not alone. you know you can call it angels. They're angels. And in your darkest moment, if you make the call, you will see them, you will see things happening. And so I want, I want to share what I've been given. you
Hmm.
know and I know we're just scratching the surface.
Yes.
And we can become more, we can give more to people.
Hmm. Thank
you
you.
know but we need to stay humble, stay, because once, if you let the ego take over, then I
Yes,
don't think that.
exactly.
So
Exactly. Yes. Someone is asking you that if you have a YouTube channel where you show all of this. We're
uh,
right.
I do have a YouTube channel. I think it's called Despertar Cósmico.
Okay.
But then I long time ago, when I started having this experience, when I saw you know uh, I start coming across people with a very unique experiences. So I start recording them, and then I put on YouTube. And then I got so busy at work, building this my house, and then the project that I'm doing over there, that I didn't have much time to do the YouTube. But I want to start sharing, you know, uh, one thing at a time. Make
Yes.
videos and share my experience.
and because I have a lot of very interesting people that I talk to them, and I record them, and so I'm gonna start putting more videos on YouTube soon,
Awesome.
and then we'll see what happens. It's
Yes.
I feel that I'm getting close to a time where I'm gonna like slow my work, I
Mhm.
do, and then start putting more time into this.
Wonderful.
Yes. If anyone, like, what are your plans right now that you would like for people to know about, to, if they want to reach out to you, because you have like plans of, well, and you're already creating, you will be facilitating very specific ways, uh, healing for people, so just bringing that to the table so that people knows that you're not only, connecting with ET artifacts, yet that you will be using those artifacts to create, and because you're already creating a very impressive
Yeah,
place
center.
for people to
Yes.
come and heal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, tell us
Okay.
about
Yeah, I
that.
wanna. Yeah, the place. It was funny. I mean, there's I always wanted a place where I can, on the countryside. And then my father-in-law had this place, and every time we come on vacation, I go there, and he got older. He couldn't drive anymore, so and his my brother-in-law, my brothers-in-law, they don't like the countryside, So he decided to sell, and my wife is like, oh, they're gonna sell, like, oh man, but I didn't have no money to offer, so and then when the buyer came, something would happen, like when the time of signing, he will get a call or something, and the deal is no good, no deal.
Yeah.
And then there's another buyer, and same thing happens. So the guy that was selling the place, they say he brought a shaman over there because he thought like something's going on here. And then so at the end he gave the keys back to my father-in-law, and then my sister-in-law's husband, he took over. He wants to sell it, so he can get the commission. And same thing start happening. And then meanwhile, I was saving some money. And one day I was at my mother-in-law house, and they call her and they say, you know what? Same thing. The deal fell. And she was like so desperate, like, what's going on? And she looked at us and say, do you want it or what? Like, I say, let's go. I said, so we go, and then and I say, I like it. But my wife, she looks around and says, she say, okay. So, so we made the deal there. And then I started fixing it. And all of a sudden, all these ideas start coming up, like, so we build this here, we build this there, we do this, we do that. And then now it's becoming like a center. I don't want to call it like a holistic center or anything, but like a place where people like us can meet,
Hmm.
and we can create our own ways to help other people, or like because you can go, and then you might have your own thing, and you can bring your own people, so but I want to have the like we're gonna start building a pyramid, and then we have a museum, and then we have like a place for meditation, and all this stuff. It's really nice, very 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 nice place. And so we can do retreats there. We can design our own things. And I'm
Yes.
sure that people, I don't think we need to like advertise or anything, but I think people will find a way there,
Yes.
by attraction. If we put this place in a good frequency, in a good vibes, the people that are in that frequency, they will be there.
Yeah.
The other day, I brought a lady that wants to do like a retreat. I say, why don't you come and check it out? So we're there, and when we saw the pictures, there was some orbs showing on the pictures. There was this beautiful orb with a violet color, and a blue orb, and then a white orb on the side. Very, and so I think that if we stay in a good vibe there, we're gonna have like help
For
from
sure.
from up there.
You're you're being guided. You're being assisted. So
Yep.
it
Yes.
everything is a preparation, from one thing to another. And as how you said, you were being prepared to receive the artifacts. Then now you're being prepared to share them, and you're being
Yep.
fully assisted. So yes, I don't know, but the Mexican codes and all the energy that vibes here is strong, is powerful. I think the connection.
Oh, there you're back.
There you are.
Hopefully, before any internet interference comes our way, can you, so you have, can you state your mission with this retreat and what you're going to be doing in projects, and so that if anyone wants help with that, it tracks to you, and ways to contact you, your YouTube, and plans in the future, like if you want to write a book or something.
Yes, or conferences, open to conferences to bring this information, to more people, these artifacts, the connection to them.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you list out the people?
I was thinking right now, if we can share with the people that also. So these pieces are from Ojuelos, but they also there's some pieces from Tula, and
Yes.
so they're different, but they have same thing. This alien, but a lot of them, they're like angels, beings, and a lot of Egyptian graphics. Like this pyramid like this.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
And
handbag pyramid.
It's a
The
portal.
little bag. Remember the little bag that?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
famous handbag. Yeah, that's
yeah.
super important
The
because
pre-Gucci purse.
and we see those
Yeah,
handbags in the Atlanteans of Tula precisely. And for me, they are showing how they could travel through wormholes because that's the shape of a wormhole.
Can you zoom in on both of them? I'm gonna go full screen for you.
You want to show the bag?
Full screen and zoom in on it. Yeah.
Okay. You can see it's different material.
Right. And can you zoom in on the pyramid one?
And there's also some stuff coming out from Guerrero. So there's a few places, but I think the most important one, I think it's Ojuelos. This is
Can you zoom in on the pyramid one? We didn't get a good look at
The
that.
pyramid one? Yeah. And in that space, on the top, there's supposed to be a quartz piece that goes perfectly in there.
Yes.
But he didn't put it in. But I'll tell him to save it for me.
Oh.
So
Well, it's mostly the same species that come over and over again, at least in the Tula artifacts, you know. In comparison to the ones that found in the Ojuelos, we can see definitely a different influence and actually purpose of the encryptions. Because in the ones, for instance, of Tula, it's a full Egyptian influence for sure. And the ones that we find in Ojuelos, it's more of already pointing out the precursors of the Mayan knowledge, because they are also already showing the glyphs that the Mayans after to like carry on and used for their very same cosmovision.
Possibly Atlantean connection.
Yes. Wow, that's impressive. Of course, we will continue be having you in other shows if you're okay with it. Yeah, we will continue to bring that information. However, we can support you bring that information out so that it reaches the people that it needs to reach, and for your labor, your work to be known by more people. So
Can you list how you would like to be contacted, or for people to subscribe, name your YouTube again and other social media, and if you got any projects going on in the future?
Yeah, I mean, you can contact me, my email, my YouTube. My email is despertarcosmico2012@hotmail.com, and my YouTube channel is Despertar Cósmico, or you can do Gustovo Medrano, and you can have my number. I mean, my phone number. It's
okay,
I'm in Florida.
Bless you.
Yeah, my phone number is 941-465-6238 from Florida, and I can share whatever. That's my mission.
Yeah, your powerful mission, my brother, hermano.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Brother.
I love you. I love you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm very blessed actually to be sharing at some point the trip with you, creating this trip with you, and honored for opening that space for people to get to know your powerful healing energy. And
Yssah, how do people reach you?
Well, omnivision.hunuh at outlook.com, www.hunuh middle slash /AKHNA.com. And yes, I'm facilitating online courses. Soon, a book being published in English, my first book in English, and speaking precisely about all of this cosmology from a unified consciousness and omnivision. And the trips that we will be offering now, the closest one to Mexico. So yeah, quite excited. Please tune into more information on the trip and write to our emails if you're interested in knowing more about the trip inquiry. And How about you?
Yeah, Tripping Corey, and again, you can also message me at SionicLeague@gmail.com. If you're interested in going to Mexico, Place of Power, pyramids, uh, give the places what they need in safety and protection and support and wholeness and a lot of other stuff that they want, and they'll trade back to you. And as they peak in greater power generation and what they're good at, and then those superpowers come to you and grant and evolve your DNA. And we'll be doing mystery schools and workshops so that you'll be learning a lot of unique, powerful psionic abilities that you'll not learn from anywhere else. So multiple once in a lifetime opportunities, teachings, place of power, possibly archaeological interaction with people such as Gustavo. And and you can also contact me for consultation, healing, clearings, depossession from a distance, and a lot of other abilities unlocked in your dormant soul. And then shine outward, and workshops and things you can also contact us for. And you can ask us to help you with whatever you want. And there's free videos on our YouTube. Learn superhuman abilities. And comment below, show Gustavo some love, and smash that like button, subscribe to both all our YouTubes. Share this video with 5 friends or people that you think would benefit archaeologically on their expansive mind of what the past could be, breaking them out of the ego cage. And share this. The more that the people see it and are shared to, the more we'll want to do these shows, and we'll have Gustavo back on, maybe show some more artifacts. And any last words of inspiration you'd like to leave the audience with?
No, I just really I'm very thankful that being able to share this stuff. For me, it's I feel like it's me. It's I got it in me, and and then I really appreciate when I'm able to share this stuff. To show it to somebody else, and I've been doing that whenever I have an opportunity. And when I see people that they have the interest on this, I'm willing to go and talk to them, and because I feel that it's very important, and I'm doing my job that I and then when you do that, they kind of like surprise you here and there, like they kind of give you things to keep going, to keep going. It's like last time at Tula, it was very special for me that time, and so I keep receiving gifts, and I need to share them,
Thank you.
and so I want to keep doing that. And anytime next time when I go back to the Florida, I got a lot of artifacts over there, so maybe I can show you the ones I have over there.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we will have you in another show. And speaking of showing all these pieces, this is bridging and creating a network of sustainable support in between one another. All the people that is watching you right now, all the people that we will be reaching out to through the transmission of this show. We're creating a strong network of support, of bringing into full disclosure all this information. So on behalf of this community, I want to thank you for what you are doing, and that we will continue to be doing together, and each one on their own, through these trips, bringing out to light those codes that these civilizations planted for us to actually continue that labor of interconnecting the earth to a higher level of consciousness. So here we are. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank everyone that is tuning into this labor. And may we continue to rise in unity, as in unity we thrive. And here we are bringing those codes that these civilizations, ourselves from the future, are interconnectedly bringing right here, right now, for the truth to prevail. So thank you.
You took what
Thank
telepathy.
you very much.
What I was gonna say. Yeah, it's like every time you share these, these objects are very good at breaking people out of the matrix, and then it's like lighting up a Christmas tree for the holiday as their gifts, and all the lights of people's minds turn on, and a big network of sharing and commerce that upgrades our species to evolve even greater. A million better timelines with each person. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys.
Love you.
Love
Love you.
you.
See you soon. Talk to
Bye-bye.
you soon. And thank you all.
Love you all out there. Please
Yes.
share this. Please break people out of the matrix. Please get this information out there. Change the world.
Yes, a big hug, heart to heart, and talk to you soon.
Talk to
Love you.
again.
Until next time, to you all. Thank you.